What's up guys, this is Alan back again with another video. Today I will be showing you how to flash your OnePlus 6 back to stock factory firmware. This is also helpful if you bricked your device in any way. This process can help you unbrick it and get the stock factory firmware back on the phone. Now, there's a few things that we must note before we continue. 1. If you have an unlocked bootloader on the phone, this will relock the bootloader. Okay, that's 1. 2, this will erase everything from the phone, even your personal files, pictures, music, documents, etc., etc. So if you can boot into Android, you would want to back that up before doing this process. Okay, and third, the Oxygen OS version that will be flashed to the phone is 5.1.5, the same firmware that the phone was shipped with straight out the factory. Now it's a bit old, but it's okay because we can just OTA update back up to the latest security patches with no problem. Alright, so let's start. The link in the description box, let's just click on that, and that should take you to a Google Drive folder with 2 files we have to download. Alright, so for each of these 2 files, just click on this download button here to download the 2 files to your computer. Now, I already downloaded those, so I'm not going to download it a second time. Depending on your internet speed, it will take a few moments as the firmware package is a bit large. Okay? So after we download those 2 files to the computer, there should be 2 zip files. Now we have to unzip both of these files. So you might have another, compression program installed like WinRAR. I have 7-zip. But if you don't have neither one, you can use the regular Windows to unzip. So just unzip these 2 files, and it'll take a few seconds to do that here. Okay, now with the 2 files unzipped, we should get 2 folders here with the files we need. Now, the next step is to actually connect the OnePlus 6 to the computer in a special mode so we can flash the firmware to restore the phone back to normal. Okay, now this involves installing a driver that is not signed. So there's a few extra steps we have to do to get this driver installed. Now, I'm pretty sure on the latest Windows versions that it will install the driver automatically for you. Okay, I'm pretty sure of that. However, if you're on Windows 7 or Windows 8.1, even some lower versions of Windows 10, the driver won't install automatically for you. So what we're going to do is connect the OnePlus 6 to the computer in that special mode right now. So let's start with the OnePlus 6, the phone itself. It has to be powered off completely. Okay, so once you're sure the phone is powered off completely, what we have to do is hold the volume up button. Okay, so just keep that volume up button pressed down, and with your other free hand, connect the USB cable to the phone and the other end to the computer. then you should hear the hardware connection chime Windows gives off if you have your speakers on like I do. Alright, so once you do that part, the OnePlus 6 will be connected to the computer, but the screen will still be black. Nothing will show on the screen. So we're in that special mode that we need to, unbrick if you have to, or flash the phone back to stock. So to check that, we have to go to the device manager. Now, if you have the driver automatically installed by Windows, or if you did this process previously, you will see this under the ports category. You will see Qualcomm HS USB QD loader 9008. Okay, so as you can see, the driver is already installed. I did this previously. Now, if you don't have the driver installed, you will see a yellow exclamation point. Now, if you see that exclamation point, we have to install the driver. Now, in order to install this driver, you will have to turn off driver signature enforcement in Windows. Now, I'm not going to go through that process in this video, but I will include links on how to do that for Windows 7, Windows 8, and Windows 10 if need be. Okay? Now, once you follow those links to turn off driver signature enforcement and you're back booted into Windows, we just have to come right back into the device manager, double click on the Qualcomm HS USB, we click on the driver tab, we click on update driver, and then we're going to click on browse my computer for driver software. And then we're going to click on let me pick from a list of device drivers on my computer. Then we're going to click on have disk, and then we're going to press browse. Now we're going to browse to where we unzipped those two files. Okay, so once we're at the place where we unzip those two files, the folder we need is OnePlus Qualcomm driver. So we click on that, then we double click on QC-SER, then we have x86 and x64. Now this is the architecture of your Windows installed. More commonly, you might have 64-bit, you might have 32-bit. 32-bit is x86. If you're not sure which one you have, which Windows is installed, we can find that out easy by going to the system menu on the computer. So let's right click. If you're on Windows 10, all you have to do is just right click the start button and we click on system. Windows 8.1 and Windows 10, you just right click the start button and you click on system, and it should tell you here if you're using a 32-bit operating system or a 64-bit operating system. Okay, now once you find out what operating system type you're running, we come right back to where it's asking us to locate the file. I have 64-bit, so I'm going to go into x64. If you have a 32-bit, you go into x86. Alright, so I'm going to go into 64, and then you should see one file, QC-SER. We're going to double click that, and then we're going to click on OK. We're going to select the first one in the list, Qualcomm HS USB QD loader 9008. Press next, and it should pop up with a prompt asking you if you're sure you want to install this driver. It should be a red prompt. For you, you're just going to allow the driver installation. For me, I already did that. That's why it didn't show up on my computer. Okay, so after that, the driver is installed, and now it's showing perfectly fine on communications port 3. Alright, so now we have the phone properly connected. Now we can get to the firmware flashing. So back to where we downloaded both of those files. You want to go into the other folder named Enchilada 22009180517. We're going to double click that. All right. We're going to right click this file here, MSM download tool version 4.0. We're going to right click and we're going to run as administrator. Okay, so depending on your speed of the computer, it's going to take some time to load up. Now once it's load, it should detect the OnePlus 6 connected, and all we have to do at this point is to press start, and this will start the download of the factory firmware to your OnePlus 6. So this will take a few moments. Okay, so once the flash is completed, we should get a green download complete. The phone will reboot automatically. You should see the OnePlus logo powered by Android and then the boot screen. And it should boot right into Oxygen OS with no issues. Okay, so that's how we flash or unbrick the OnePlus 6 right back to stock factory firmware. Now to older firmware, like I stated before in the video, just use the OTA updates, or if you're savvy enough, you can download the latest ROM from OnePlus.com and flash it to the OnePlus 6.